All right, so obviously this weekend we got Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira, and this fight is more intriguing to me than I thought it would be when I first seen it. I thought it was going to be an exciting fight for sure, but the closer and closer it gets to the fight, I find myself going back and forth with people like debating, people throwing out points and stuff like that about who's going to win this fight. And there's even a video from the Weasel. If you guys don't know who he is, just an MMA channel, basically covers the sport. A lot of interesting videos. He kind of talked about how Jan Blachowicz is susceptible to to the left hook, and the only reason I'm here, guys, is because I think sometimes with these fights, you have to look at it from a try to find that simplistic form, because I think there's a lot of overthinking at times, and I think this will make it pretty simple for you guys. So if you guys are wondering why I'm here on DraftKings right now, it's simply because here we're able to see the stats of a fighter, right, in the quickest form. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my DraftKings video showing you guys the best picks for DraftKings for UFC 291, be sure to check that video out. But if you click Alex Pereira's name, right, obviously, we can see Alex Pereira's stats. We can see the significant strikes, the knockdowns, the takedowns, reversals on the ground, control time, strikes overall, how much points they generated, depending on what kind of stats they put up, the outcome, everything. We can see everything. Obviously, we see right here, Alex Pereira has been pretty successful in the UFC so far. 4-1, not bad at all. Has had a pretty, a fun career to watch. But here's the thing, right? Regardless of Alex Pereira going up in weight, he is still going to not have no form of wrestling game. You guys have to understand, he is not a full MMA fight. He is a kickboxer. That's exactly why he was able to be taken down by Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya does not wrestle anybody, but all of a sudden he wants to get a takedown on Alex Pereira. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. People really think just because he's going up into weight, all of a sudden he's gonna just run out there and blast him in the face. Let's take a look at Jan Blachowicz now, right? Every single, because this is where we can see the takedown stats right here. Every single person that Jan fought that made sense to take down, he took them down. So let's go through the list. Let's go all the way back to, obviously, if you don't know Jan Blachowicz, he had a bump in the road where he was 1-4, rethinking his career, not sure what was going to happen, and then he had a switch, right? Clark, I think this might be Devin Clark. He got a takedown here, right? Devin Clark is pretty dangerous on the feet, but, he's susceptible to being finished. And, he got a takedown, got a win by sub. He fought Jared Cannonier. If you guys don't know, Jared Cannonier used to fight at light heavyweight and heavyweight, but this one he fought him at light heavyweight. He got 4 takedowns on Jared Cannonier. You know how powerful Jared Cannonier is on the feet. You get the takedowns, control him. He's not that great of a wrestler, right? Next up, he fought Jimmy Manuwa. He beat Jimmy Manuwa. He got a takedown on him, got some control time. Then he fought Nikita Krylov. Nikita Krylov is a good submission specialist himself. Subbed Nikita Krylov in the second round. Got a takedown. Then he fought Thiago Santos. This is one of those losses that he had, one of those rare losses over the past, how many years? 6 years that he's had. Thiago Santos is very wild, very out of control. That's not Pereira. Pereira is not some wild, insane striker. He's a great kickboxing striker. He's very powerful, but he's not Thiago Santos wild and out of control. Next up, he fought Luke Rockhold. He didn't get a takedown on Luke Rockhold because, obviously, if you guys don't know, Luke Rockhold is... Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he didn't get a takedown on Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold is actually very dangerous. He ended up knocking Luke Rockhold out, so there's no reason to go get a takedown on Luke Rockhold when he's so experienced on the floor, right? Then you go on to Jacare Souza. Why would you take down Jacare Souza when he's so deadly on the ground? He beat Jacare Souza too. He didn't take him down. Then you got Corey Anderson. He knocked Corey Anderson out early, but there was no way he was going to try to wrestle Corey Anderson. That's a part of his game, right? Dominic Reyes. We know Dominic Reyes has great takedown defense. I'm not sure if anybody has even ever took down Dominic Reyes in the UFC. He can hold up, has great takedown defense, no reason to take him down, and he finished him on the feet. Then you go to Adesanya, kickboxer, right? Took him down 3 times. Yeah, if you want to say, oh, he got takedowns in the 4th and the 5th round, but it's a 5-round fight. Jan Blachowicz is not known to historically try to wrestle right away. He's a great striker himself. He's barely hit when he's on the feet, right? So he took Izzy down 3 times and he had 7 minutes control time. He's going to be able to get Alex Pereira on his back, and Alex Pereira is not going to know what to do off of his back. It doesn't matter if he's training with Glover. Now, obviously, the next fight, we saw what happened. Jan Blachowicz lost to Glover Teixeira, and, this was that video that the Weasel made talking about how, Jan is susceptible to the left hand, and it's like, in this fight versus Glover Teixeira, right? he cannot go for takedowns on Glover, right? And not only that, he has to worry about being taken down himself. So all of a sudden, yeah, that, I'm not saying it's not a weakness in Jan Blachowicz's game. It definitely is. But when you fight such a dangerous grappler and you have to worry about takedowns, the margin for error is so much smaller, and you're probably still gonna make that type of mistake unless you're John Jones or Alexander Volkanovski. You know what I mean? So he ended up getting taken down, and he ended up, or I think he might have gotten dropped. I can't remember that fight 100%, but I just remember that, you know, Glover got the rear naked choke on him. Then what happened here? He fought Alexander Rakic. We know what happened with that fight. It ended in injury. And then he fought Magomed Ankalaev, who he destroyed with leg kicks. But obviously, you're not going to want to take down Magomed Ankalaev. So, guys, there's a reason why I wanted to make this video, because that gives you the most clearest picture of it. Now, if you're somebody that's going to put your money on Alex Pereira, I get it, right? Because, you know, I myself, I do the betting thing too. I get it. You know, I might put some money on him too. You never know. It's an MMA fight. But if I had to pick, my money's going on Jan Blachowicz first. That's who I'm going to put it on first. You know what I mean? I'm going to parlay Jan Blachowicz before I parlay Alex Pereira. That's what I'm going to do first. Why would I rely on a guy that doesn't have any ground game to just automatically go out there and just spark a guy in Jan Blachowicz just like that in 1 second? Like, it's just, I just don't see it happening. So if I had to choose somebody, like I already did in the pick video, it's going to be Jan Blachowicz. But I think this gives people a more clearer understanding. Doesn't matter if Alex Pereira is going to be at 205 now. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden his ground game is going to be so elite. Oh, he's with Glover. That doesn't matter. If you know, he's with Glover, there's no reason he should have been taken down by Izzy. There's no reason. You know what I'm saying? People could say, oh no, they were prepared for that. No, you're training with Glover. So obviously that's the part of the game that he's training you for. The ground game, BJJ, takedown defense, takedowns of your own. So very interesting fight, man. I'm going to be super excited to watch this fight. Obviously, we don't have to talk about the main event. We don't have to talk about Tony Ferguson. We don't have to talk about Wonder Boy. This card is great. Michael Chiesa. This card is great. Gabriel Bonfim. All these great fights. We don't have to talk about that. But this co-main event is going to have me really, really excited. More excited than I really expected. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. Guys, just subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 500 subscribers. And also, let me know who you guys think is going to win down below in the comment section. Alex Pereira or Jan Blachowicz. Catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace.